This is Ryan Gaur from Skwigly Animation Magazine, and I'm here with Jeremy Lasky, the DP on Pixar's Lightyear. How are you, man?
I'm great. Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you so much. I'm someone who loves seeing how space is depicted in film. You know, some people go for that very desolate, empty kind of feel, but Lightyear seems to see like the opportunity and the mystery in space. So, how did you go about trying to represent that visually?
I'm really glad you picked up on that because we went through different versions of what space would look like. And since Buzz is a space ranger, it's about opportunity and it's about the excitement of the unknown and not this fear of what's out there. So having this team of artists working, the main goal was how do we make it feel exciting and how do we make it feel like that ship is moving fast. It is really hard to judge speed in space. There's not a lot of reference. You're not going to see a lot of star movement in the background because they're very, very far away. So the perspective change isn't very much. You have to figure out what sort of markers you're going to have in space. And one of the keys was these streamlines that came around the ship that art and effects had developed to give us some feeling of movement, something that would break up the background, something that would just give you this sense of propulsion. The other thing that we worked with animation on was shake in the ship, that there were different moments in the film where that shake can be kind of smooth, but just sort of a vibration. And then as he goes faster and faster, trying to reach hyperspeed, the shake becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until finally it it goes clear more or less when he reaches that hyperspeed moment. Not to give anything away, but I guess I did. Um, that shake was key, and it was done in such a way technically that it drove Buzz's movements. Once the ship was animated, it drove how Buzz reacted to those movements in his chair, in his cockpit. And it also drove what the camera was doing. And we could dial those things back and forth so it didn't just feel like a mess. But that was a big challenge.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I noticed that while on planet, there's a lot of orange and pinky kind of glow to the planet. Is there any significance behind that color? Why it's used so much?
No, not in and of itself. It was difficult. It's always difficult on um, in sci-fi movies to not feel like you're watching a different sci-fi movie. So you have to pick a palette that doesn't read too much like, oh, that looks like this movie, or that feels like this planet, or whatever. It should feel unique to you. And it should work with the rest of the outfits in the film and feel like it's cohesive. Nothing's bumping out as strange. So there was a lot of production design of like, well, what color do we want? This, we don't want this planet to look like Mars, so we can't go too red. We don't want it to look too green because green feels more like life and prosperity in a way. And that's not what we want the planet to feel like. The planet is hostile. So how do you make that work? And luckily, Tim Evat, our production designer, is brilliant, and he and Ian McGibbon, our lighting DP, arrived at this lovely balance.
All right, Jeremy Latsky, so thank you so much for talking to Squiggly today.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
Nice to see you soon.